Good afternoon. I'm sat with Cheryl, the Head of Operations at one of our newest partners, Learning Links. Learning Links is a local charity for our local community. Good afternoon, Cheryl.
Good afternoon, Stef.
So, Learning Links, first of all, welcome to the Shaping Partnership, and we're very grateful for your support. How would you describe the objectives of the Learning Links?
I would say the objectives of Learning Links is to offer bespoke support to the local community in multiple areas, including employment, family intervention and support, homelessness, health and training. We cover the southeast of England, but particularly work in Portsmouth, Hampshire and the Isle of Wight.
So you really are local in that sense.
We are, yes. We've been around 20 years in Portsmouth.
That was what I was going to ask. So 20 years in the city.
Yes.
That's amazing. If you look forward now, say, the next 2 or 3 years, where do you see the Learning Links being in that time period?
Well, we see ourselves still delivering under our 4 pillars, which are learn, health, family and furnish. What we will do is look to develop our programmes in line with the current client and community needs and go from there.
One of the particular programmes you run, which is where you and I first came in touch, was the Healthwatch Program. It's of particular interest, as I say, to our new partnership. I wonder if you could explain a little bit about that programme and what its specific aims are.
So the aim of Healthwatch Portsmouth is to act as a voice for the local community to support in making health and care services work better for the people in Portsmouth. Healthwatch Portsmouth gathers local consumer feedback on these services to help improve service provision and influence commissioning of services in the city.
The Healthwatch Program, really important for our city. How does that funding come into the Learning Links for you to be able to put on the programme?
So it's funded by Portsmouth City Council.
Which is excellent because they are also part of our health and wellbeing programme, so it's great that the synergy is there. Your training courses, I mean, again, an important part of what you do. A variety of skills and gaps we know we've got in the city. So again, what plans do you have maybe to either continue with the current programmes or evolve the offerings?
So Learning Links, we're very about gathering the customer's voice and the information from the customers of what their needs are. So we often react against the customer's needs and introduce courses that support them alleviating their barriers where possible. We currently have our community interest company Optimum Training, which offers tailor-made training for clients as well as corporates.
And are those training courses, say, are they held on the Learning Links site or do you hold them in various places? How does that work?
We hold them where the need is, so often we can hold them at the warehouse because we have a training centre within the Furnish warehouse. We can hold them in our St George's offices, but we will also go to where the clients are. So for example, our current family delivery of non-violent persistence, we're delivering through a couple of central locations, one of them being Spithead. Because that's more central for the customers.
And of course, where I come from, training courses are typically held during the day and 9 till 5 and whatever. Do you offer training times that differ from that?
We definitely do for the families because it doesn't just happen to people that are not in work. We have working families, so we offer daytime courses and nighttime courses, and we've started trialling doing it through Skype as well for those people, so we can do a one-to-one session.
Now that is interesting because there's another programme Shaping's trying to run where we're thinking of that, so I'd love to come back and talk about your feedback in the future. As ever, we look at the city, we look at the issues the city is facing. I wonder, where do you see Learning Links being able to help in those issues the city is facing?
So going back to the MVR, because we've just talking about that, there's been a real increase in demand of the non-violent persistent therapy due to the number of child-to-parent violence incidences occurring, and people are being more open about speaking to it. So now people are aware that there's support out there and they're not on their own. More and more people are coming forward with this, so we need to be able to meet the demand of the customers.
Excellent. So again, just in case the listeners aren't familiar with the acronyms that work, NVR, non-violent resistance.
Yeah, so it's a therapy to work with parents who are dealing with child-to-parent violence.
I see, okay. Now that Shaping and Learning Links have actually started their partnership, we know that Healthwatch is obviously one thing we're both passionate about. Have you been able to actually discuss any other areas where our two companies can work together?
I think There's quite a few areas. Obviously, health is quite key because that's on the agenda at the moment. But any of our contracts, there's always aspects of health. So whether it's through our customers that are on our fairness contract, which is there to support people in the cycle of homelessness, obviously there's often health issues. So when we look at any of our contracts, we're aware that there's a multiple crossover in all of them. So I think there's
plenty of scope.
Yes, definitely, because you never get one person that's just dealing with one barrier. It could be that's the main barrier at the moment, so you have to be prepared to be able to take them through the whole journey, not just deal with one issue and leave that customer
Exactly.
on their own.
And that's what excites me about our partnership, because I can see when I spoke to you and I spoke to Grant, there is so many things that we are consistently doing. We're just doing them kind of separately at the moment, and we can now start to bring them together and offer, help to each other, which is
definitely.
great. So, Cheryl, thank you. The time's run out very quickly. Thank you for your time today, and I look forward to growing our partnership as we go forward. Thank you.
Thank you.